Eddie's Redneck Workshop. Got some peanuts here I'm munching on. Now, what we've done here today is, you see I put these sticks up there. So I've got some little screws here, one on each corner. And what we got to do that for is we got to figure out where level is. See, because what I want to do is I want to put a little sloping roof down here, or in this little carport, and we're going to also use this to support the garage here. But in order to do that, we got to make sure we know where level is. And you can't eyeball it, because you go, well, you know, I think this mark is here, and you put another one over there as the same level. You can't do that with your eyes, so what are you going to do? You go down to the store and buy yourself a laser leveler or something like that, or get a bunch of lines, and you're going to use a bubble leveler or something crazy like that. That ain't going to work. So I'll show you here how we can do that, and we can do it redneck style with a redneck approved setup that works as good as any instrument you could possibly buy. And you got to have level on this, or you don't have a reference point to cut your boards from, you know, from the top and the bottom, so that the whole thing is at least level like you want it, or look all ski-wampus and crazy. You don't want that. So, show you how to find level. Hang on, and we'll get the equipment to do it, and we'll show you how it's done. Okay, now the tools for my redneck leveler are, like I say, redneck approved. It's basically a bucket of water. I got a garden hose, ordinary garden hose, and the other end of the, see how the garden hose runs over there? Now I gotta have enough garden hose to reach each of these posts, or each of those little sticks, and I do. And if you look at this garden hose, I've done something kind of strange to it. See, I've duct taped a little piece of clear tubing on it, and I'll show you why I did that here in just a second. Okay, now remember what I was telling you about what a redneck is. It's somebody who don't need to read the instructions. You figure it out yourself. Redneck is somebody who can figure out how to do something himself with what he's got. Now, I'm going to make a very precision level out of a bucket of water, a hose, and a clear thing here. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. Now, the principle is a siphon. You all know what a siphon is. I'm sure you've all had to siphon gas out of a gas tank, and tell the city folks, you know, that they don't want you to siphon out of a gas tank. Some folks might steal gas, so they put little guards inside the tank so you can't stick a hose down there. But I remember when my daddy was little, when I was little, and my daddy, when he had to go down to downtown in his truck didn't have a gas gauge that worked. And it was a 36 Ford truck. Now, it wasn't way back in 36, I'll tell you that, but it was an old truck. And to make sure he had enough gas to make it to the feed store and back, what he did was he'd go get 1 gallon of gas, or maybe it was 2, I don't remember, but he knew how much gas to put in the truck, because he knew he'd have enough to get to the feed store and back, and that's all he needed. So what he'd do was he'd siphon it out of the gas tank. And what you do, you know, is you put a hose in the gas tank, and then you suck on the other end of the tube. Try not to get any gas in your mouth, because that ain't no good. But then what happens is, if this end is lower than the water level here, and you get it going, water's gonna run out and go into the can. Well, there's another thing that maybe you never thought about, but if you say you get that siphon going and you lift this back up, what it's going to do is it's going to go at exactly the same level that bucket is, and it's going to sit there. Let me show you here. Here we go. Let me get a siphon going here. Okay, it's going. It's coming. Now, watch here. Okay, that water level's going down. I can see it. As soon as it fills up this hose, here it comes. There it is. Now looky here. Now there's some momentum in here. I don't know if you can see that from there, but the water level on the bucket is right here. Look at that. Looky there. Well, it's bobbling up and down because, you know, there's some momentum here. It'll come back here in a minute. Let me lower that down. But look at that. If you let that settle out, you know, from wobbling back and forth in the momentum, you can see that the level in the bucket is right here, and the hose says, well, here it comes up again. It says it's right there. See? Now, the idea is you can take this hose anywhere around here, and it's going to have the same level no matter where you go, according to this here bucket. Is we'll go over here to this first post. Here we go. Now we'll go over here to this first post right there. Now all we want to do is get a good level mark on here and just have the same mark all the way around. So watch here. Let's see where that bucket is. Okay, down we go. Now it's going to wobble up and down a little bit, so what we got to do is wait for it to stabilize out. Now, let's see, where's that bucket at? Let's go down a little more. Maybe that bucket's down. See, this is why you don't want to eyeball it. You really can't. There it is. Okay. Let's go up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There it goes. Now, see that water level? See, you can see it kind of going back down. Now, it's going to oscillate a little bit. What we got to do is just be a little patient here while we wait for the oscillations to stop and let it stabilize out. So there it's going down. And let's see, going up. Going down. Now see what you do is you wait till it don't go down up and down much, and then it's stabilized. Now I think it's right here. So I'm going to put a mark right there on this post. Now, and what we do is we go over here to this post, turn the camera here, and we do the same darn thing. Now, here we go. Now again, let's let it stop oscillating. Now technically, you spill a little water out, you don't got as much accuracy, but here, you know, it ain't going to make much difference. Here we go. Now watch it go up. See it go up? Probably won't go up high. Then it goes down, and we got to let it settle out here. Okay, it's settling out. There it goes up. And there it goes down. Okay, it's going down just a little. Right. So it looks to me like this level point is right here. Put my big mark here. And what we'll do is, if we get it marked on all four posts, we'll have a common point on all four of these posts where we know what level is in reference to the earth. And that's important to have if you want to build a building or a little structure that's level, for one thing. So that's how you get level, using my Redneck leveler. So let me get them other two done, and we'll go about measuring the rest of this out. Okay, I got her done. I got all four posts marked, and let me show you. Let me show you here. As you can see, there's a mark on this post right there. See that line? And if we go down here to this one, there's a mark on this post right here, or right there. And you can see the mark on that post right down here. See, right, where'd it go? Right there. See it? And then the first one we did, of course, we got a mark there. And that one's right there. It is. I thought for a minute we didn't do it, but there it is. Now the point of all that is, if we took a string and strung it up on all four of them posts, you know, right on those marks, you'd find that the string would be absolutely level. You could put a level on it and you'd see it was level on all four sides. So that's how you do it Redneck style. And it was a bucket and a hose and a little piece of clear plastic. Now, you don't have to have the clear plastic, but I just thought that was easy. Anyway, that's how you do it. So now what you do is if when I figure out how much slope to put on the roof and so forth, I'll have a point to say, well, I want to be so many feet and so many inches above level here, and then I'll do the same back there, and the same back there, and the same on there, and that way you'll get the roof level. You know, and that's what we're after. You can't eyeball it, as you can see when I was running around trying to eyeball where level was. You know, I looked back at the bucket and said, well, level ought to be about here. And I was dead wrong, you know. You can be off 3 or 4 inches quite easily because your eyes can fool you. Redneck leveler, and works real good.